Hi, everyone, and welcome once again to Valley Vista High School as we start our spring sports broadcast here on DSB Live in the home Valley Vista. Of course, you know me. My name is Tom Bird. We're going to fly solo, just you and I together today, this afternoon, for some baseball action between Valley Vista and, of course, Shadow Ridge, our neighbors out to the west over there. Should be a good matchup. Both teams are just young, starting out the season. And only a couple of games underneath their belt. Valley is 0-3, Shadow is 2-0, and this marks the first meeting between the two teams for this year. We've got a video regarding our seniors for our DSB broadcasting crew. We're going to introduce you to them right now, and then after that,
I'm Zach Cellini. I'm number 8, and I play short, third, and pitcher, and I plan on playing college baseball.
I'm Jason Miller. I'm number 21. I play first, pitcher, and outfield. After high school, I want to continue my playing career.
My name is Matthew Martinez. I'm a senior at Valley Vista High School. I'm number 5. I play pitcher, left, and right. And after high school, I plan to continue playing baseball.
My name is Nathan Hudson. I'm number 14. I play right or left. After high school, I'm probably going to move to Illinois.
My name is Connor Tompkins, number 4. I play first and catcher. I'm going to be a firefighter.
and we're back. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. A little bit of our seniors there. You see them. And now they go set to take the field. And we'll give you the batter conditions for what's happening for Valley Vista. The battery will be White and Greer. So it'll be Elijah White, a freshman, and his catcher will be Benjamin Greer. At first base, you'll have Jordan Dilo. At second base, Derek Wheeler. Third base, Andrew Vavello. And the shortstop, the senior, Zach Cellini. Looking at the time for the national anthem. There, they have the national anthem. And now we'll get set for some high school baseball action. You'll see a young man walking out. You'll see Elliot Glick just pass by. He's here to take a few photos, saying hi to the coaches. And we appreciate him. He's a dear friend of Valley Vista High School, dear friend of our yearbook staff as well. And so, looking at the starting lineup for Shadow Ridge, their starting batting order looks like this. They've got Mantragna leading off, then they'll be followed by Green. So Chance, Austin Mantragna. And then you have back up Chance Green. Then you've got Mr. Tarver and Trayton Tarver. Then Carter Maddox. Then Bryce Stanton. And Jackson Brennan. The DH is going to be Dylan Mosher. And then rounding out the spots of 8 and 9 will be Joseph Davis. And Mr. Arbuckle, Gavin is his first name, the senior. We'll set the defense for you for Valley Vista. As we mentioned, we started earlier with Elijah White is on the hill. His catcher is going to be Mr. Greer. At first base, it's Jordan Dilo. Second base, Derek Wheeler. Shortstop, Zach Cellini. Third base is Andrew Ravello. And going left to right, you have Matthew Ezra, Eddie Montoya, and Karam Diaz. And in the box right now, leading off, the second baseman for Shadow Ridge. Correction. That is Montraga. Inside. Count is 2-0. Elijah White, the freshman, just missed outside, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, the scoreboard's got it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm not sure if that's accurate. 1-2 pitch on the way, high, ball 2. Well, my score clock says 3-1, and this one says 2-2. We'll find out if this one's a ball for sure. Foul ball. So now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes for sure. Montragna. As we battle a little bit of wind. Hitting about 286 on the season so far. Inside, ball 4. And he draws a walk. So there's a runner on. Young Elijah White didn't want to put the first man on bases. That'll bring up Mr. Green. Chance Green, the hitter. First pitch to him is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Just underway. A little bit of a breeze. Blowing in from center field. There's a little line drive, and it just passed the shortstop Cellini. And Green is aboard with a base hit, and right now the Stallions have runners at first and second, nobody out. That'll bring up Trayton Tarver. And young freshman pitcher for the Monsoon in a jam early with runners at first and second, nobody out. Top half of the first inning. Low ball 1. White looking to get a sign. Comes to the plate. Trying to get that breaking ball blown away, and he did, but he didn't get to chase. Elijah White, the freshman. Trying to go through, and we got a double steal. Everybody moves up 90 feet. And the Stallions have runners at second and third, nobody out. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tarver. And White trying to battle out of a jam here. Change high, ball 3. So a full count. And the young freshman in danger of getting the bases loaded, nobody out in the top half of the first inning. Popped up. Right there is the left fielder. And they're going to send Montragra home, who's safe on a sacrifice fly. And just like that, it's 1-0. 1-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. That'll bring up Carter Maddox. Maddox hitting about 286. First pitch, ball one. Swung on and missed, strike two. So 1-1 to count. One out. Maddox at the plate, the cleanup hitter. And it's 2-1. Outfield playing about straight away. Over the glove of Ravello and past Ezra into left field. And just like that, it's 2-0. And if you're scoring like I'm scoring, we're going to make that a single with an error, and he goes to second base. Green comes in to score. Maddox is at second. That'll bring up Stanton. Runner on second, one out. High ball one. That count is 1-0. So Elijah White, last year the young man was in 8th grade, and here he is pitching on the mound in a varsity game. Wheeler trying to bird dog over at second base. Swung on and missed. Count is even in the ball and a strike. Wheeler trying to bird dog Maddox at second base. Cellini on the grass there at shortstop. Ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. We're still in the top half of the first inning. The lights are on. There goes the runner, swung on and throw, and he's in there. They're going to say he got him. Looked like he dove under the tag, but the base umpire called him out. So a good throw by Greer down to Ravello, and it's out number 2. So 2 outs. There's a ground ball to short through and underneath the glove of Cellini. He'll scored a hit. And the Stallions have another man on first. That'll bring up Jackson Brenna. Don't have an average for Jackson yet. Left-hand hitter. And it got and just did get back. Jordan Dilo over there playing first base for the Monsoon. Stanton took off, took a couple of steps to his right. And White making sure he stays a little bit closer to home. Brennan at the plate. The first pitch to the young man. Nice change up. He's out in front of it. Count is 0-1. Two outs. Monsoon trying to get out of this inning with no more runs against him. 0-2 the count to Brenna as he fouls that one away. Got a good shot there of the Monsoon bench. All the young men leaning against the fence. Tried to get that slow curve, and he walked him. So Brenna is aboard with a walk. And I'll bring up the designated hitter, Mosier. Runners at first and second again for the Stallions. And nice framing there by Ben Greer. Umpire had, nope, still too low in my opinion. Called it a ball. White takes a look back, then comes to the plate. Little fisted fella, a little out there to right field. Diaz is there, and he drops it! He drops it! And Stanton comes in to score. Over to third is Brenna. And at second is Mosier. F9 on the E9 on the play. That'll bring up Davis. And Joseph Davis trying to get a big hack out of that pitch. He's behind in the count 0-1. 0-2. It is 3-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge in the top half of the first inning. Strike three. So the first strikeout for Elijah White goes to Davis, and that's the end of the inning. With the score, Shadow Ridge 3, Monsoon coming up. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. Tom Bird along with the rest of our DSB Live crew. It is 3-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge as they have taken a 3-0 lead in the first inning. And so it'll be Montoya, Greer, and Cellini for the Monsoon to lead it off. And if any one of them get on board, it'll be Rivallo, the third baseman. So the center fielder, Montoya, saw him at batting practice. He can make contact with the ball pretty well. And Austin Humphreys on the hill. Ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. Humphreys has a fastball, a changeup, There's the fastball right there. 2 balls and a strike. And a curveball. Nice pitch right down the middle. Challenge pitch. Here comes my fastball. See if he can hit it. And Montoya lost. Got to get a handle on it. Foul ball out of play. Two pitch on the way. High ball 3. No full count. Foul ball staying in there. Good at bat by Montoya to stay in there. And ball 4. So the Monsoon get their first runner on board. In there for a strike. So Ben Greer behind in the count 0-1. Good lead there by Montoya at first base. And Humphrey says, I'm going to throw over there and keep you honest. And the 0-1 pitch on the way. In there, strike 2. And just like that, Ben Greer's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Throw to first, and he's there. Chased that high pitch, and he threw the ball away. Montoya will go to second. So they'll give an error to the catcher of Tarver. Monsoon have a runner on second. Greer with a strikeout. That'll bring up Cellini. Strike 2. Correction 1-1. Montoya at second base. Humphreys to the plate. Just a bit low. He's throwing pretty hard. We'll see if he comes with that circle change. Comes set. And we got a balk. So Montoya goes to third base on the balk. The umpire explaining to Humphreys what he did. Cellini back in the box, and here we go. Low. Three balls, one strike. Kind of fisted, out of play. And a nice play by the catcher, Tarver. And it's 2 away. So Ravello comes in. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. Strike 2. Ravello hitting 375, and he chased that high fastball. He chased it, waved at it, and missed, and down he goes. First inning, the score 3-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, I'm Quinn Kellis, Superintendent of the Dysart Unified School District, and this is another Super in 60 Seconds. Today I'm here with Brian Yoder, who oversees our new Dysart Student Broadcasting Live program. They are live streaming events throughout the year to highlight academics, arts, and athletics. And the best part is, it's free for the community to view. Brian, tell us a little bit more about what you're doing.
Thank you, Dr. Kellis. The beauty in DSB Live is that it is developed and run by our students out here. They are getting great hands-on real-world experience in producing live stream events. Students learn every aspect of the show, including state-of-the-art cameras, TriCasters, they create commercials. We hope that DSB Live allows you to virtually participate in more school events, especially during this pandemic, but also beyond.
Well, thank you so much for all you're doing, and we look forward to watching some of your upcoming programming. This has been another Super in 60 Seconds. We'll see you next week.
And baseball action for you today on DSB Live. And we have the other DSB Live that's being broadcast today is also the varsity softball game between Shadow Ridge and Valley Vista. We'll be bringing you the baseball game, and if we can, we'll try to get you a score for those of you tuning into the baseball game. We'll see if we can get you a score for that softball game, hopefully in the not-too-distant future, the next half hour or so. We'll see what's happening with them. As we get set to start the top half of the second inning, it'll be Arbuckle, Montragna, and Green. And if any one of those get on, it'll be Tarver, the center fielder. Shadow Ridge almost went through the entire lineup in the first inning. They got through 8 batters. And the freshman on the hill once again. Arbuckle shows bunt, but the pitch was high, ball 1. Arbuckle shows bunt again. The senior left fielder. And behind in the count, not even in the count, 1-1. Right. One ball, 2 strikes to Arbuckle. Gavin Arbuckle, the senior. Kind of a slow curve outside. Two and 2. Just inside, ball 3. So Elijah White with a full count on the number 9 hitter. Swung on and strike 3. So Arbuckle strikes out. That'll bring up Austin Montragna. Walked his first time up, came around to score. Was the first run for the Stallions. Slow curve and roped into right field for a base hit. Diaz will get into second base. And just like that, with one out, the Stallions have a runner on first. That'll bring up Green, the catcher. So Green steps in. Goes back. And Jordan Dilo there, bobbling the ball just a little bit. But Tragna will going to stay where he's at. Nice change up. Swung on and missed. Good change there by Elijah White. White steps off the rubber. Green steps out of the box, then steps back in. There he goes. Little hit and run, fielded by White. Going to try to get him at first. Nobody's covering third base. And everybody is safe. And just like that, Shadow Ridge has runners at the corners. So it's the center fielder Tarver steps into the box. He had a sacrifice fly the last time. Pass ball coming in to score is Montragna. Going over to second base is Green. And the Stallions come up 4-0. And young freshman pitcher for the Monsoon. And a little bit of a jam. Two balls, no strikes. Green got a good lead over there at second base. And low, but Tarver chased it. And it's 2-1. Thursday afternoon, we'll have Monsoon softball for you. 2-2. First pitch at 3:45 in the afternoon. On the field right behind us. Monsoon head coach Brad Trachte and his softball team will be over here. We're going to bring that action to you on Thursday afternoon. In the meantime, Tarver entered in the plate, and here comes White with the delivery. High, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a full count to the center fielder. The senior center fielder. Shadow Ridge has got it loaded with seniors on their team. I think I counted about 10. So the senior center fielder with a full count. Here comes the freshman pitcher. Slow curve, and he missed it. Good eye by Tarver. And so you get runners at first and second. And so a little bit of a timeout there. And Coach Brady Farrington is going to go out there and talk to his young freshman pitcher. And rightfully so. Kind of settle the young man down. Hasn't thrown too well. Of course, the pitching staff for Valley Vista has been struggling so far early on in the season. They have a team ERA of 8.56. And when it comes to walks and strikeouts, they've given up 2 walks for every 1 strikeout. So they've given up 20 walks, and they've got 10 strikeouts. So the first trip to the mound is in the books for head coach Brady Farrington. And Carter Maddox steps into the box, a cleanup hitter. Runners at first and second for Shadow Ridge. And they're going to say they got him. So there's 2 outs. Arbuckle struck out to lead off the inning, and there's a second out right there, but not before the Stallions have got at least 1 run this inning, and they're up 4-0. In the dirt, nice play there by the catcher Greer. Ben Greer made a nice stop. And Dilo there at first base. Jordan. And Maddox up to the plate. Carter Maddox, another senior, hitting about 286. And he upped that average just a little bit as he had a single back in the first inning. Here he is again. So White trying to get out of a jam. Slow curve. And it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Here comes White. Gotta get it inside, and there he goes. 2 inside, and Maddox is on with a walk. Tarver at second base, Maddox at first base for Shadow Ridge. And that'll bring up Bryce Stanton. Stanton singled his first time up last inning. And a nice walk. Here's a throw down to third, and a great save by Andrew Ravello. Greer had not that great of a throw. And Ravello doesn't flag that down by going up the ladder to the 5th step. It's into left field, and there's a run scoring. In the meantime, though, there's runners at second and third, 2 outs. And the first strike by Elijah White in a few pitches. 1-1 to count to Stanton. Swung on and missed, strike 2, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. All Stanton has to do is just make contact and hit it out of the infield, and there's 2 runs that are scoring. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's White. Ground ball, and bobbled by the shortstop Cellini. He went there to try to backhand it, and it kind of ate him a little bit. So Stanton is on E6. Tarver comes in to score. And that brings up Brenna. Jackson Brenna, the right fielder. Correction, Tarver is at third base. Pitch is in there for a strike. And Elijah White is up 0-2. To Jackson Brenna. And it hit him. So the bases are loaded. That'll bring up Dylan Mosher. Maddox is at third. At second base is Stanton. Little flare. And right there to make the play is Cellini, and that'll end the inning. So Mosier pops up to the shortstop Cellini to end the inning. And with the score, it is 5-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. We're going to come back with more high school baseball right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. Tom Bird along with you, and along with our DSP Live crew. And we get the throw down. And we get set to go to the bottom half of the second inning. So Jordan Dilo comes up to the plate. Jordan, part of the student council team, takes first pitch in there for a strike. One ball, one strike. Two balls, one strike. Jordan trying to get something started, at least get it out of the infield, get on base. Humphreys with a nice pitch. There, lifted out there to Tarver is there, the center fielder, and makes the catch. And it's one away. So Wheeler comes up. Derek Wheeler, number 11. First pitch to him is inside. Ball one. Ball two. Humphreys working hard. And 2-0 pitch on the way. In there for a strike. And it's 2 balls and a strike. He's just trying to throw a challenge pitch in there. Straight fastball. There it is. And a nice little Right up the middle. And Wheeler's got a base hit. And the first true base runner for the Monsoon is on board. That'll bring up Jason Miller. Wheeler hitting about 250, so he just upped that average a couple of points. First pitch to Miller is a strike. Miller, a senior on the team, also one of the pitchers. In there for another strike, 0-2. Out of the way, still 0-2. So Miller in there protecting the plate. As you know, you know that anything close with 2 strikes, you got to swing. Humphrey's going to take a look at first and come back to the plate. Just did miss a little bit low, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Miller, the DH. At first base is Wheeler. Swung on. Strike 2, or strike 3. There's one strikeout. For Mr. Humphreys, he's got 2 on the 3 on the day. So that'll bring up Matt Ezra. Ezra, a freshman, playing left field. First pitch to him is a strike. Humphreys delivers at a nice fastball, swung on to the right field. And making the catch on the run is Jackson Brenna, and that's it. So the Monsoons get a runner on, but they leave him stranded. And at the end of 2, it's 5-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. Back after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. 5-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. The Monsoon have had a couple of base runners, only 1 hit tonight. Shadow Ridge doing so fairly well so far this season. They have a record of 3 wins and no losses. Or I should say 2 wins and no losses. Monsoon are 0-3 on the season so far. And right now, the new pitcher for the Monsoon is number 21, Jason Miller. So Miller on the hill. They go from a left-hander to a right-hander. And it'll be Davis, Arbuckle, and Matragna. And if any one of those three men get on, Green will have another trip to the plate. So Davis steps in. And Miller on the hill. First pitch swung on and fouled away. No balls and a strike. A little bit of a breeze. 0-1 pitch on the way from Miller. It is interesting to see the different deliveries that these pitchers have. Miller comes way up over the top. And take a look, watch. Right there, boom. Brings that ball way up there and brings that way down. It's 2 balls and a strike. Ben Greer doing a good job behind the plate for the Monsoon. Davis struck out his first time up back in the first inning. Arbuckle on deck. Swung on and missed. 2-2. In this top half of the third inning, 5-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. Miller comes to the plate, and here's a line drive base hit into left field. Between the third baseman and shortstop, so between Cellini and Ravello. And Davis is aboard. Well, that brings up Arbuckle. Gavin Arbuckle. Prince for Miller. Arbuckle puts it up. Going out there to center field, and Montoya is there, makes the catch. And Davis will stay at first. That brings up the top of the order in Austin Matragna. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Matranga been on base twice so far. Once with a single, once with a walk. First inning was a walk. Second inning was a single. Now trying to move on. And there they got somebody in a pickoff. And Davis is in a pickoff, and just like that, he's out. And great work by the defense for Valley Vista. And Davis got caught in a pickle. So 2 outs. And Miller coming to the plate again. Nice bunt down the third baseline. Miller got to hurry up and fire it, and he throws it over the head of Dilo. And going into second easy is Matragna. And so what hoped to be a 1-2-3 inning for the Monsoon will not be the case. Nice bunt single by the sophomore. Air on the pitcher gets him to second base. And the sun breaking through the clouds a little bit. That'll bring up Green. Chance Green. Green, a sophomore as well. And Ben Greer wants to go out and talk to his pitcher for just a moment. You know, don't forget, Thursday we'll have a softball action for you here from Valley Vista High School. Myself, along with the rest of the DSB Live crew. Chance Green settles in. Singled back in the first inning. Reached on an error back in the second inning, and now here he is in the third inning. 2 outs for the Monsoon. They've got a runner on, and they're trying to get the third out. Green trying to find the pitch he wants. Miller trying to give him something that he can't hit, but get a strike call. That's why there's that high fastball. One and one. Matranga at second base. This one popped up. Montoya up there from center field, going to make the catch, and that'll do it. At the end of 2.5, it's still 5-0 Shadow Ridge. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, I'm Quinn Kellis, Superintendent of the Dysart Unified School District, and this is another Super in 60 Seconds. Today I'm here with Brian Yoder, who oversees our new Dysart Student Broadcasting Live program. They are live streaming events throughout the year to highlight academics, arts, and athletics. And the best part is, it's free for the community to view. Brian, tell us a little bit more about what you're doing.
Thank you, Dr. Kellis. The beauty in DSB Live is that it is developed and run by our students out here. They are getting great hands-on real-world experience in producing live stream events. Students learn every aspect of the show, including state-of-the-art cameras, TriCasters, they create commercials. We hope that DSB Live allows you to virtually participate in more school events, especially during this pandemic, but also beyond.
Well, thank you so much for all you're doing, and we look forward to watching some of your upcoming programming. This has been another Super in 60 Seconds. We'll see you next week.
Welcome back to Valley Vista High School as we hear one of our jets flying from Luke Air Force Base overhead. Tom Bird along with you is Shadow Ridge with a 5-0 lead over the Valley Vista Monsoon as we go into the bottom half of the third inning. And the Monsoon will try to get something started. It'll be Diaz, Montoya, and Greer. And if any one of those three gentlemen get on, it'll be Cellini. So Kyram Diaz steps in. The number 9 hitter. And you had a chance to see Coach Brady Farrington head down to the third base box. First pitch on the way is low, ball 1. Humphreys having a pretty decent night so far. And nice pitch from the young man. It's in there for a strike, and the count is 1-1. One and two. Nice pitch. Fastball right down the middle. On deck is Montoya. Low, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kyram Diaz. High, ball 3. Good eye by the young man. So after Humphreys was ahead in the count, now he's behind 3-2. Ball 4. So Diaz is aboard with a walk. So Montoya will step in. Kyram Diaz hitting about 200. That last at bat won't count. First pitch on the way to Montoya is a strike. Eddie Montoya hitting 600 on the year so far. Lifted, foul out of play. Count as no balls and 2 strikes. Montoya, an aggressive hitter, which is what you want as a leadoff hitter. And time is called by Chance Green. Going to go out and talk to his pitcher, Humphreys. Humphreys ready. Montoya in the box. And they're running through the signs one more time. Diaz at first for the Monsoon. Swung on and foul back. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Humphreys on the way to the plate, and a nice circle change by the young man. Got him. So Montoya strikes out. That's the first out of the inning. And Benji Greer steps up. Struck out his first time up. Going to try and redeem himself here. Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1. Cellini is on deck. Humphreys just cruising out there on the mound. Foul ball. 0-2. So here's Greer. As we mentioned, struck out his first time up, trying to get on base here. Had a slow changeup, and he got him swinging. So that's Greer, who struck out for the second time today. 2 outs, and the Monsoon in jeopardy of leaving another runner stranded on the base pads. Lifted in the air, shallow. Racing over for it is Stanton, who makes the catch, and that'll do it. So Cellini pops out for the third out of the inning. And the score remains 5-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. We'll take a break and come back with more high school baseball right after this.
Welcome to Freedom Traditional Academy. We're a kindergarten through 8th grade school of choice, where instruction is accelerated and learning
Hey,
is
take
back to
the
basics.
the
We have
scoreboard
high
off when
expectations
you're running.
for academics and behavior, and value a high parent involvement.
I chose Freedom Traditional because it has a traditional standing. I also look for the small class sizes along with more of that pen to paper academic. It's more teacher and student interaction and less screen time for them.
Even though we're traditional, you might come into my classroom and we have rows where students are expected to sit appropriately, at attention. It's really still based on getting to know the student. Communication is huge at Freedom Traditional Academy. I feel that we really build that relationship between the parents and the students so that we have a community working to help students be successful.
Traditional school, it's basically doing more things on paper and pencil, more traditional, wearing uniforms. The teachers are focused on each student. It's not as much computers as usual, but we still use them from time to time when it's necessary. You do get more homework than before, which I think is also good because like middle school, you're going into high school soon, you're going to get a lot more work. So it's good to have that practice.
I would especially recommend it to people that are looking for a better and more challenging education. Everyone just understands that we're all here for the same reason.
I would say a parent who chooses to bring a student to FTA is really looking for a highly structured environment where a student who is seeking advancement, rigor, true learning is going to get that here.
Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. We get set to start the top half of the fourth inning. 5-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. And Trayton Tarver up to the plate. He sacrificed back in the first inning, singled back in the second inning, and now here he is here in the fourth. 1 for 2 today. It's in there for a strike. Count is 1-1. Tarver, a left-handed hitter, but Ravello at third base is playing close to the line. Big hole up there between third and short. Pitch is high, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. To senior Trayton Tarver. In the dirt, ball 3, 3-1. Jason Miller on the hill for the Monsoon. Struggling here a little bit in the beginning of the fourth inning. Ball 4. He threw 1 strike and he threw 4 balls right away. So Tarver draws a walk. That'll bring up Carter Maddox, the shortstop for Shadow Ridge. Tarver at first base. And Tarver going to go to second base as Miller threw the ball in the dirt. Hit the chest protector of Greer, and then he couldn't find it. And Tarver was easy going to second base. So Tarver's on second base for the Shadow Ridge Stallions. Here's the pitch from Miller. Little flare right in between the first and short. Tarver going to come here and score easily, and they're going to try and get him at second base and sliding head first easy with an extra base is Maddox, Carter Maddox. So an RBI for the young man and a great piece of hitting as well, as he just sprayed that ball right in between first and second into right field. That'll bring up Stanton, the third baseman. And right down to first base, and it hit D'Lo in the chest, and he couldn't make the play. I'd say it gets by Buckner, but Buckner's not playing first base. So Jordan D'Lo, a little bit of a hot hop for him. So an error, and Stanton is on. Tarver's at third base. And Stanton goes over there to second base, and now there's runners at second and third. And nobody out. For Shadow Ridge. Jackson Brenna at the plate now with a ball on the strike. Six nothing in favor of Shadow Ridge. We're in the top half of the fourth inning. Miller with a nice in, and right underneath the glove of Jordan D'Lo. One run is in, and Greer hangs on to the ball. And so Maddox comes in to score. Stanton is over at third base. Brenna is at first base. And the ball went right underneath Jordan D'Lo's glove. So that'll bring up Mosier, the designated hitter. Oh, and by the way, no outs. 7-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. Nice hit. And nice day by Ravello throwing the first and in time for the out. And there's the first out. They're going to say D'Lo pulled him off, got off the bag. So he got pulled from the bag and bases loaded. So Stanton's at third base, Brenna's at second base, and Mosier's at first base. That'll bring up Mr. Davis. First pitch to him is in the dirt. Joe Davis, number 15 up there. Two balls and no strikes. Defense has not been the best friend of the monsoon this afternoon. And a great stop once again by Ben Green. Excuse me, Ben Greer. I got Greer and we got Green behind the plate this afternoon. Davis at the plate for Shadow Ridge. In there for a strike at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jason Miller trying to get out of a jam and trying to get out of it in a hurry. Nice changeup. Oh, just inside, and they walk in a run. So now Stanton comes in. Brenna goes to third. Mosier goes to second. And Davis goes to first with a walk. So that brings up Arbuckle. Gavin Arbuckle. First pitch on the way to him is low, ball 1. So bases loaded. Arbuckle does not have a home run this season, let alone a grand slam. You see the infield in, trying to cut down the runner at the plate. Swung on and missed. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Miller. Foul ball. 1-2 the count to Arbuckle. One-two pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. A nice changeup by Jason Miller, and Arbuckle goes down on strikes. It's 1 out. Brings up the top of the order. Matranga. Been on base all 3 times he's reached the plate. First pitch to him is high. Matranga is the 8th man to come to the plate this inning. The Monsoon know they should have been out of this inning a long time ago. In their first strike, and it's 1-1. Miller. And a nice block there by Greer. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike to Matranga. Austin Matranga, one of the sophomores on the team. Three balls and 1 strike. Matranga hitting .286. He's got 2 hits on the year, but he's got quite a few walks. Ball 4. And so Brennan will come in to score. Matranga gets an RBI. Mosier will go to third base. Davis will go to second base. And that'll bring up Chance Green, the catcher. Green, the 9th man to come to the plate this inning. Only 1 out, bases still loaded, and the first pitch from him is high. Should I say the first pitch from Miller is high? Infield still in, trying to see if he can get that double play. And cut down the runner. And pitches in on the hands. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Jason Miller on the hill for the Monsoon. Miller, a senior. And it's a fair ball. Ripped down the left field line. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Getting over from left field to get it in there in a hurry is Matthew Ezra. And the wound is open a little bit more on the Monsoon baseball team today. So Mosier comes in to score. Davis comes around from second to score. Montragna goes over to second. And Green is at first. Now to bring up Tarver. Trayton Tarver, the center fielder. First pitch to him is a strike. Tarver, the 10th man to come to the plate this inning. It's only 1 out. In there, strike two, 0-2. So Miller's got 2 strikes. He's ahead in the count, 0-2. You know he'd like to be able to get an out right here. $12-0 the score in favor of Shadow Ridge. Pitch is high. They've got 6 runs in this inning alone. In the dirt. 2-2-2. Swung on and missed, and down he goes. So that's 2 outs for the Monsoon as Tarver strikes out. That brings up the shortstop, Carter Maddox. First pitch to him is a ball. Maddox singled back in the first, walked back in the second, singled back earlier on in this inning. And now he's batting again in this inning. Pitches in the dirt by Miller. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch on the way. Swung on. And off the fence it'll go. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And with a double is Carter Maddox. Montragna comes in to score. Green comes in to score. And so far, everybody that's come to the plate in this inning has come across the plate except for Arbuckle. That'll bring up Clayton Spangler. Spangler coming in for Staten. And the first pitch to him, the ball. So Spangler comes in. In there for a strike. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Spangler is senior for the Shadow Ridge Stallions. Little ground ball backhanded by the third baseman Ravello, and he overthrows Dilo again. Are they calling a foul ball? He fielded in fair ground. Well, foul ball. So Spangler gets another crack at it. And so does Ravello. 1-2 the count to the senior. 2-2 the count. Runner at second base. Miller trying to get out of a jam. The Monsoon trying to figure out a way to put a tourniquet on this bleeding that they've got going on. They're down like 14-0. And Spangler draws a walk. So Jackson Brenna will come in. Brenna singled his last time up in this inning. That was hit by a pitch and had a walk in the first inning. In there for a strike. At second base is Maddox. At first base is Spangler. And Jackson Brenna in the box. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield about straight away. In there, strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Monsoon trying to stop the bleeding for this inning. High, ball 2. Low, ball 3. 3-2. So 3-2 the count, 2 outs. The runners are going to go. You know that. D'Lo not playing the bag at first. There they go. And swung on and fouled back. Here's Brenna. They lift it into right field. Going back is Kyram, and it goes over the fence, so it'll be a ground rule double. So a ground rule double. That'll put Spangler back at third. And that'll bring in, put Maddox to score. And out of the dugout comes Coach Brady Farrington to talk to his pitcher. The Monsoon. Oh, I guess you could pick up a medical term, call it hemorrhaging right now. As they are down 15-0. 15 runs. Nine of those runs have come in this inning alone, top of the 4th. And so Coach Farrington going to bring his first baseman in, Jordan D'Lo to pitch. See if somehow the bleeding may stop. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break while Jordan D'Lo warms up. We're going to take about a minute break. We'll come back with more right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School as Jordan Dilo gets warmed up on the mound. And so Coach Brady Farrington going, okay, let's see how we can see if we can bring in a surgeon to try and stop some of this bleeding. And that'll be Jordan Dilo. So got a few things going on. We'll have softball for you to Thursday with Valley Vista playing again. And then I'm not sure what our DSB Live schedule is next week. So, what do we got? Volleyball next week? Volleyball next Wednesday. Probably got something on Friday, too. So we got boys volleyball coming for you next week on Wednesday. And now the junior Jordan Dilo and the student council member are going to see if he can close out the inning. Outside for a ball, 1-0. 2 outs. Runners at second and third for Shadow Ridge. And there's a shot. Montoya's there, makes the catch, and that's going to do it. And at the end of 3.5, it is 15-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. We'll have the bottom half of the fourth coming up right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. Tom Bird along with you and the rest of our DSP Live crew.
Leading off for Valley, number 16,
and so
Andrew Ravello.
Ravello comes up. And so he struck out back in the first inning. His second time to come to the plate. And the pitch from Humphreys is high, ball 1. Bottom half of the fourth inning, 15-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. And foul back, and right there is Chance Green to, it bounced and hit him, and he's a fair ball. So Green lost it, possibly in the sun or the lights. It bounced in fair territory and hit him, and then just dropped and stayed in fair territory. And so maybe one of the most easiest infield hits you'll get, but Ravello will take it. Jordan Dilo comes up, popped up, shallow. Hustling over forward is the third baseman, Stanton. Oh, that's Spangler. So Spangler hustling. Count is 0-1. Humphreys set and then comes to the plate. In there for a strike, and it's 0-2 to Jordan Dilo. Jordan, a junior, pitches in the dirt. Good eye by the young man. Nice block there by Chance Green. (15-0) in favor of Shadow Ridge. And right down the middle. And Giudillo says, I guess I'll go sit down right now.
Up to bat number 5, Matthew
One out.
Martinez.
And Matthew Martinez comes up to the plate. Martinez will hit for Wheeler. So Martinez steps in, the senior. First pitch is outside for a ball. Ravello, the runner at first. And there's a pitch on the way in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. I do not believe the Monsoon have had a runner past second base today. Swung on and missed, strike 2. And they've probably had at least minimal runners on first base, and you can probably count them on one hand and have some fingers left over. Strike 3. So Martinez strikes out looking. 2 away.
Up to bat number 17, Dominic Zano.
That'll bring up Dominic Tizano. So Tizano will step in place of Miller in the DH role. First pitch on the way from him is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Strike 2. And just like that, Austin Humphreys is on a roll. And he's cruising pretty good. Strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and down he goes. So where there's smoke, there's fire, and that was certainly the case on that one. The end of the 4th inning. The score, 15-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. Back with more right after this. Welcome back to Valley Vista High School. He gets set to start the 5th inning with Shadow Ridge leading 15-0. It'll be Mosier, Davis, and Arbuckle. So I believe Mosier got the last fly out. So it should be Davis, then Arbuckle, and then Mantragna. Thank God. So Davis is up at the plate. Davis struck out in the first inning, singled back in the third, and walked back in the fourth. Here he is in the fifth. The first pitch to him swung on and missed. Or correction, fouled back. Sorry about that. Pitch on the way from Dealer, high change, and he swung at it again. 0-2 to Davis. Davis playing first base for Shadow Ridge. Dealer into the windup, and the pitch high, 1-2. 15-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. And unless Valley Vista has the magnificent bottom of the fifth inning, this one is done. And a slow curve, and Davis just chased it. 1 out. Well, Arbuckle is not the one hitting right now. It'll be number 18, which unfortunately we don't have on our roster. Or that we had. Dealer with another curveball in there for a strike. Count is 1-1. Swung on, foul back. 1-2. Dilo into the windup. And a 1-2 pitch on the way. Slow curve. He tried to throw that same pitch that he struck out Davis on. And the hitter didn't bite for it. So now it's 2-2. Come back with a fastball. What do you think? Yep, foul tip. Threw that high fastball. He chased it. 1 out. Top half of the fifth inning. 15-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. And strike 3. Caught looking. Two outs. That'll bring up Matranga. So Tranga, the leadoff hitter, been on base every time he's hit the plate today. The first pitch on the way is a strike. Dilo on the windup and the pitch on the way. There's that slow curve. Strike 2. It comes up there such at a slow speed that you think you can just wail on the ball, and then it just hardly ever reaches the plate. And the 0-2 pitch on the way. High, ball 1. 1-2 the count. See if he tries to get him to chase that curveball one more time. There it is. And up out of play. Still 1-2. To Mantranga. Here's Dilo into the windup. And the pitch on the way. There's that slow curve ripped into center field for a base hit. And Matranga is on board again with a single. 5 trips to the plate. 5 times out there. So now Green will come up. Chance Green, the catcher. Two outs. Dealer comes to the plate and the pitch is high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Chance Green. Green, a sophomore. Ball low, ball 2. D'Lo comes to the plate. There's that slow curveball in there for a strike, and now it's 2-2. 2-1. So 2-2 to Green. And strike there. Apparently they call that first one a ball. So now it's 2-2. So we'll see if D'Lo tries to get him to chase a high fastball. And right down the middle, he challenged him and he won. So Green strikes out for the first time today, and that ends the inning. With the score, 15-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, I'm Quinn Kellis, Superintendent of the Dysart Unified School District, and this is another Super in 60 Seconds. Today I'm here with Brian Yoder, who oversees our new Dysart Student Broadcasting Live program. They are live streaming events throughout the year to highlight academics, arts, and athletics. And the best part is, it's free for the community to view. Brian, tell us a little bit more about what you're doing.
Thank you, Dr. Kellis. The beauty in DSB Live is that it is developed and run by our students out here. They are getting great hands-on real-world experience in producing live stream events. Students learn every aspect of the show, including state-of-the-art cameras, TriCasters, they create commercials. We hope that DSB Live allows you to virtually participate in more school events, especially during this pandemic, but also beyond.
Well, thank you so much for all you're doing, and we look forward to watching some of your upcoming programming. This has been another Super in 60 Seconds. We'll see you next week.
Live crew, Caleb Irwin handling the TriCast duties for you. And we get set for the bottom part of the order for Valley Vista. It'll be Matthew Ezra. Technically, it's supposed to be Matthew Ezra, Kyram Diaz, and then Montoya. And Coach Brady Farrington talking over there with the umpire. I gotta get used to saying umpire, not official, since we just got through with basketball season. And it'll be Matthew Ezra coming up to the plate. Ezra flew out to right field back in the second inning. And now he just gets his second chance to step up to the batter's box. Humphreys on the hill. First pitch from him is low, ball 1. 15-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge. And there's a ground ball, nice easy hop there to the shortstop Maddox, and he throws over to first base in time for the out, and it's 1 away.
Up to bat number 3, Devin Bowles.
Devin Bowles comes in to replace Kyram Diaz. And the first pitch to Devin is a ball. Devin Bowles, a junior. Two and 0, 3 and 0. Humphreys getting behind to Devin Bowles. Number 3 battling number 3, and the first pitch is he had 3 and 0 and he swung. Three and 1. Ball 4. Oh no, he called it a strike. Looked inside from, of course, from our vantage point. We're kind of on the side there, so we really can't see directly behind the plate. Swung on and struck him out. So Devin Bowl was up 3 balls and no strikes, and then he went out in 3 pitches. He swung at that high fastball.
Nate Hudson.
2 outs. And number 14 comes up. That is Nick Hudson. Nathan Hudson, a senior. First pitch on the way is low. Next pitch in there for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Strike 2. So the Monsoon are down to their last strike for this game. Waved at and missed, and Hudson going to run. They're going to, and that's the ball game. So the score, 15-0 in favor of Shadow Ridge over the Valley Vista Monsoon. That's going to do it for our first baseball broadcast of the season. Tomorrow, or I should say on Thursday, we'll have softball for you. For all of us at DSB Live, thanks for spending your Tuesday afternoon with us. We'll talk to you on Thursday. Good night, everyone.